these are the 10 things you need to know before you come to Thailand, and make sure you stay to the end because the last one might put you in prison.
Hey guys, we are Tyson and Abby. We are the Fit Nomads, and we've been traveling the globe for 365 days, working remotely. If you're a lover of travel and you're curious about the digital nomad life, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video.
Okay, so number one, Thailand is not as cheap as you might think, okay? If you go to Thailand, obviously you can get really cheap stuff, right? You can go and pay a couple of dollars for a meal. But if you go to places where, you know, you buy drinks, you buy cocktails out, you get a nice dinner, you do experiences, those things are going to cost you money. And especially as a foreigner, because people take advantage of you, and something you got to be wary of. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sometimes they actually charge you more because you are a foreigner. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, I guess it's up to you. Thailand can be cheap. Thailand can be expensive. I actually do have another whole video on our cost of living in Asia. If you want to go check that out, we'll link it below.
But yeah, I guess if you stick to eating from local places, buying drinks at local places, then you're not going to spend pretty much anything. You're going to have a really cheap experience. But as soon as you go out drinking, you go to a nice club, you go to a nice bar, they are going to charge you more and more money. And as the night goes on, obviously
might dip into your pocket a little bit. But in saying that, comparing it to Australia or Europe, it's still a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you still bang for buck. It's going to go a lot further.
Absolutely. All right, next one.
All right.
Number 2 is always carry cash. If you go to places like 7-Eleven, hotels and things like that, you can usually use your card, but for the most part, if you're going to the authentic Asian restaurants and things like that and bars, you need to carry cash with you.
Especially if you're going to go experience the markets, if you want to go buy stuff off the street, then you need cash. If you get into any trouble, you need cash. You get pulled over driving a scooter without a license, you need cash. Personally, we take out about $400 at a time and just keep it on with us, because you never know when you're going to need it for an experience, or you need to buy something, or even if you have like a little hospital dentist trip, $400 will probably cover you.
Yeah, it usually gets us through at least a week or so with everything.
You're right. So number 3 is taxis and how you get around, okay? You mainly want to use Bolt or Grab for the main cities. So if you're in Bangkok, or if you're in the main areas like even Koh Samui, they have Bolt and Grab, and they're probably going to be your cheapest option. You can pick cash or card with those guys, pay before you jump in or whatever. The other option is picking up a taxi, but if you pick up a taxi, the price can fluctuate, right?
And then you've obviously got the tuk-tuk option as well, which is like your authentic Thailand option, which you definitely need to trial while you're in Thailand.
One rule of thumb is Google is your best friend. You can Google how much it should cost to go somewhere or go for a certain amount of time. So use that as a guide, and in the end, it doesn't cost much, so I think you're going to be okay.
Number 4 is your SIM card situation. When you arrive at the airport, you're probably going to be bombarded with a lot of people trying to sell you SIM cards. Our advice is to probably ignore them at the airport, because they are highly priced compared to that outside of the airport. So we recommend you can get them from 7-Eleven or just like local stores. Alternatively, you can also get them online, which really works with us as well.
I think definitely the 7-Eleven ones are probably the cheapest. I mean, the eSIMs do work really well, but I think you're going to get a better bang for buck if you buy them from 7-Eleven outside of the airport. I was just laughing before because Abby's done a couple of takes on this and it's pretty funny.
So usually with a SIM card, you can get an eSIM, and you can actually have multi-SIM, so you can keep your same number and then add another SIM card and then just switch between them. If you're working online, and maybe if you're a creator, sometimes wherever you are in the world, your reach might be affected on Instagram or TikTok, depending on where you are. Give us a smile, babe. Making sure you either have a VPN or you switch between your SIM cards to where your country SIM card is, so that you get better reach as well.
Number 5 is beware of the spicy food. Now, this doesn't go for us because we can handle spice unlike some other people. But if you come from a country where you haven't handled spice before, then Thailand is a place where you're going to have to be careful. When people ask you how spicy you want it, you do not ask for Thai spicy, because that is going to shoot you off, right?
Spicy beware.
Thai spicy beware, exactly. But if you love spicy food, then this is the place to go. One of the dishes that I would recommend if you like a spicy dish, the papaya salad. They usually make that really hot. What's the other one? Basil? Thai basil
Thai basil is really
Yeah.
hot. That's one of my favorite. I love it so much. But
Yeah.
that's like you get sort of mince meat with veggies, and then there's like a crisp, beautiful egg on top, and that's absolutely beautiful. Definitely need to try that too.
Yeah, and they send the heat on that one. What else have we? And then I think the green curry is
green
always
curry.
a bit spicy as well, which is, a very delicious curry. If you don't like the spice, then massaman or a red curry is probably your go-to.
Thailand. We're actually in Vietnam at the moment. We're in a place called Phu Quoc, and I'm going to throw it out there. Vietnamese food is not as good as Thai food.
Shots fired.
Big call, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. The freshness is here though.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. Like the pho and the Vietnamese rolls and things like that is amazing. But I just feel like, I was actually thinking about this on the scooter today. I feel like when we first came to Thailand, we ate out every single meal for 3 months straight, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Whereas here, I feel like I could not live off pho and rice paper rolls. Like it's just, in Thailand, they've got a lot more variety and the food's just a little bit better.
Big call. You heard it here first, folks.
Number 6.
Okay, number 6, you will pay more as a tourist. There's some classic tourist traps, one being the scooter. The scooter is a classic tourist trap because most of you guys will go and hire them without a scooter license. So they know that, right? So when you go and hire a scooter, you need to negotiate the price. Also, look up on Google how much it costs before you hire it. If you're hiring it for a long period of time, it should be cheaper. Secondly, take good photos of your scooter before you hire it, because when they come back, if you're in a busy place where they have a lot of tourists, they're going to try and charge you for a little scratch or whatever. The other thing is taxis. Obviously, if you don't have the meter on in the taxi, then they can charge you a lot more money. Same with the tuk-tuks as well. It's a tourist trap. But these are all things. I mean, these guys are just trying to make some money. So, have a bit of fun with them. Always better to just smile and make a joke of the money situation. That's got me out of a lot of situations, definitely.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if it's a difference between, this is just my personal opinion, but if it's a difference between $4 for you and $5 for you, just give them the extra dollar. Like it's nothing for us, and it is quite a lot for them. So that's the way I like to see it. But yeah, tuk-tuks can sometimes rip you off, but at the end of the day, still, it's so cheap for us, you may as well just bloody give it to them. Tip number 7, do not feel like you need to avoid street food. I think a lot of people come to Thailand and they think they're going to get sick from street food vendors or drinking the water will definitely make you sick, but like having fresh salads and things like that. We haven't been sick at all. We've been sick one time in the last whole year, and that was when we ate Indian food in Thailand. So we actually haven't been sick at all from the Thai food. So dive in, experience it all, and just like be cautious of the water, because that's what is probably going to make you sick at the end of the day. But the street food and all of that is like perfectly fine to eat.
One of my favourite things to eat, and it's not Thai, but they have sushi at the markets, and I froth it. I love the sushi there, and it's fresh seafood, and they do it really well, and they prepare it really well, and so you can be pretty safe. I've eaten it so many times and never got sick. I think if you're buying fresh fish, uncooked, at a market, and you're not getting sick, then I think it's all good, right?
Sure, there are going to be some places and you might get unlucky where you might get sick, but that can literally happen anywhere in the world. It can happen at home, it can happen in any country. So I think don't be afraid and don't feel like you can't experience the culture because of that reason.
All right, number 8, pretty simple one. The roads are dangerous. I feel like I'm always talking about scooters. Anyway, scooters are a big part of life in Thailand, and it's dangerous. Okay, when you first start riding a scooter and you've never ridden a scooter before, please do it in a safe spot. You're not going to be good to start off with, and there are a lot of people riding around. One thing that you've got on your side is Thai people look out for foreigners. So if you are on the road, people will look out for you. It doesn't mean you won't get into an accident. Okay, there are so many people on the road. The road rules are completely different or avoidable. You don't actually have to follow a lot of the road rules. People drive on different sides of the road, so just be wary, be careful. You don't want to be in an accident. Do not drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. Just be safe. You can get a cheap scooter to pick you up and take you home anyway, so you don't need to drive there. So grab or a Bolt.
number 9, and this is a bit of a funny one, use the bum gun. You probably, if you've been to an Asian country before, especially in Japan, that's where I first saw it with their like extravagant toilets.
Yeah.
But in Thailand, if they've got a bum gun, just use it. The only advice that I would give, and I actually did this morning. Actually, this morning, I sprayed myself the wrong way. So make sure that when you're spraying it, it's pointing towards the toilet and not at your face, because otherwise all the water comes up and will, you know, surprise you in the face, which happened to me this morning, which was very funny. But use the bum gun. You can use it on yourself. Otherwise, just use it on the toilet, obviously, to clean. But it's a great feature, and I don't know why most toilets don't have it. It was very funny.
What a squeal you
Funny
made.
for you. He didn't even react. He was just like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah.
It really took me by
It's
surprise,
automatic.
because I wasn't expecting it to come, you know,
Tip.
saving the best till last.
Number 10, and the most important thing, is that Thailand has some incredibly weird rules. And so you need to be really careful that you don't break these rules. Like, some of the rules are that you can't ride a scooter without your shirt on, and this is jailable. Some of the rules are that you can't go against the monarchy, so they have king, princes and all of that in Thailand. So if you say something against them, you can go to jail for this. So you need to be really careful about that. Another one that you might have heard of is that you can't shut down someone's business idea. You can be arrested and jailed for shutting down someone's business idea. So keep all these in mind. Yeah, we got to be supportive. You got to, no disrespect in Thailand.
Also, just be wary of your drone rules in Thailand. If your drone is bigger than a certain amount, I think we've got a Mini 3, and that's okay. But if your drone's any bigger than a Mini 3, you do need a permit, and you can get in a lot of trouble for carrying a drone, and especially taking footage if you don't have a permit. So definitely look that up before you start using your drone in Thailand too.
Yeah. Anyway, I think those are some freaking awesome tips.
10 hot tips for you guys. Make sure that you comment with any questions below if you have them. We are so happy to answer them for you.
Yeah.
We love it so much. Please hit that subscribe button and support us along the way as well. We've got so many more videos coming your way, and make sure that you check out the ones that we've already posted as well.
Especially the cost of living in Thailand.
The cost of living in Asia is a good one.
That's a good
Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace.